Hello, everyone, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Monday, March 12th, 2018. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I am Warren Peace.
I like that one. Please remember, everyone, you can help support our show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet. In addition, we do go live Monday through Thursday on Facebook and normally YouTube, but,
Oh, I just realized all my lights are off.
Not today. Not today, YouTube.
Fuck my life.
What are you doing over there?
Everything, and I tried to turn my light on over here, and I fucked up, and I bumped my table, so I had to move it back, and, well.
Good work.
Yeah. And not all of my lights are even on. This is, like, poor lighting, because I was not paying attention because of how much light was coming in outside.
Yeah, I'm the same. I kind of look like a floating head right now.
Ooh! With Star Wars plastered across your forehead.
Yeah, exactly. Star Wars. Because that's what matters in life, right, Nathan?
For the most part, yeah. Star Wars is pretty good. I'm going to turn on the light behind my camera, so give me one moment.
You do whatever you need to do, friend. I know that you can't hear me anymore, but...
I can hear you perfectly fine.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure how long your headphones actually reached and how far you were going.
Yeah.
It made absolutely, like, zero difference in your video. Cool, though.
Oh, neat. Well, what if I did something like that? Is that better?
I didn't even notice anything change. Nathan's like, I'm going to bring it closer.
Oh, God, it's going to fall!
Don't do that.
No?
You're telling ghost stories now?
Ooh.
We're also having this problem of, like, as long as your video is full screen in Skype, it puts that stupid filter over your video.
Yeah, I noticed that, too.
Because Skype is booties. I hate Skype, Nathan.
Yeah, Skype's pretty bad. If there's a better service that we could use, fuck, I don't know.
Apparently Discord can do video now. We could try and see if we can make Discord happen.
Oh, speaking of, my friend gave me their Discord, and I have to add them.
Do it, Nathan. Do it. All right. Anyway, so Nathan, how was your weekend? What'd you do? How'd it go? Did you have a good time?
My weekend was all right. I didn't really do much. On Friday, hung out with a friend, and I watched a CrossFit documentary.
And how was that?
It was fucking awesome. It was like for the 2015 CrossFit Games, and it was fucking cool. It almost made me want to do CrossFit, but at the same time, all of those guys are extreme bros, and I'm not a bro.
Why not, Nathan? Why aren't you a bro?
Because I'm a punk.
God damn it, I was to say, are you too punk?
Yeah. Duh.
So what does that make me?
I'm
not a bro. I'm not a punk.
You're a normie.
I'm not a normie.
Get wrecked, normie.
Like,
I mean, you're either a normie or a loser. Take your pick.
Damn, can I take option C and go with nerd at the very least?
Yeah, that's what I said, loser.
Damn. Well, okay then.
Get destroyed.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Jeez. All right.
Those are the options. Them's the rules. I don't make them up. High schoolers do.
Oh, shit! I'm doing a bonus right here at the beginning. Quick reminder, if you haven't done so yet, it is spring forward daylight savings times for those that observe it. You need to move your clocks forward 1 hour.
It is the worst.
And this spring forward thing would be a lot more popular if we moved the clocks ahead at 2 p.m. on Monday.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I think we should just do away with it.
We should. It wasn't ever really truly necessary, and it's incredibly unnecessary today. It's, it should go away.
Yeah, it really should. Because we're supposed to be saving daylights, right? But, like, ours is fucking just always abundant anyway, so Alaska didn't even really care.
No, it's real useless in Alaska. It's just because America was like, yeah, we'll do that back in, like, the 1940s or whatever, or 1960s.
All because of Ben Franklin, that dickhead.
Oh, no, it's because of Germany, actually.
Oh. Those dickheads.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's very accurate. Apparently, in the early 1900s, it was first put into place by Germany to give more daylight in the evening to try to reduce coal consumption for power.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's a pun. Why, Nathan?
Fuck with you. It's really fun.
Oh, God.
You dig it?
It's a pun. So bad.
Yeah. You're not wrong there.
You know, you never have a third one though. You need to step up your game.
The third one's always for me and mine own.
Mine own?
Mine.
Oh,
I don't know. I was kind of fucking around.
It's a pun.
I don't feel good about hitting the button on that one. You should be ashamed.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't know. It's hard to come up with 3 in a row sometimes, all right?
5.
I'm really good with the 2 hitters, you know? It's just the pow, and you're just like, oh, fuck. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually a rangefinder. Pow!
Double up. Yeah.
3, that's a little too much. You already got punched in the face twice. Cool it.
Well, you gotta get one in the stomach for good measure, right?
What? No.
Yeah.
5.
Why is that so loud? Trump FCC sued for granting favors to massive media conglomerates like Sinclair.
This is submitted by Chief Trick to Our Politics.
Why did you get so quiet?
I don't know.
Is Skype doing its thing of like, I'm going to adjust my volume because I'm dumb? No.
Maybe.
No.
I don't know.
I don't either, but I want it to stop because you're like really quiet all of a sudden. Audio settings, speakers at maximum. I'm gonna stand up all awkward.
I know sometimes if you're playing like a YouTube song and then the Skype comes on, the YouTube area will start getting a lot quieter. So maybe that you're on Skype, you opened up a thing that would have noise, had made Skype quieter.
No, I've deactivated that. And that's actually not a Skype thing. That's a Windows thing.
Oh, well, fuck Windows.
Yeah. Like, people always blame Skype when it's actually Windows' fault.
Well, I mean, Skype is owned by Windows now, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right, so that's fair.
So they could all go fuck themselves.
Yep, 100%.
Except not because, like, Windows is real good.
Yeah. Sometimes. When it's not, like, forcing you to update in the middle of you doing something.
Oh, exactly.
Exactly. Anyway. What were we talking about? Right. Sued. People getting sued. Yeah. So the FCC, they're getting sued because, well, they made bad choices is really what it is. They rolled back protections, and this isn't necessarily on net neutrality. This is on a different level of protection that allowed the Sinclair Broadcast Media Group to merge with that other company whose name I have completely friggin' forgotten, which then allowed them to take over enough local TV stations that it gave them access to like 73% of all American households.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. And
that's huge.
And people are like, that's a lot of power for one company. And the FCC was like, well, fuck, whatever.
Oh, it's too late now.
Too late, can't take it back. And they're like, actually, we can sue you. You get...
Hey, no. Knock it off.
No, you knock it off, jerks.
That's, well, I mean, who put in the complaint? Like, who's suing Trump?
What is the name of this organization? Because I can't remember their name. They're actually suing them through, like, they're actually suing them for discrimination, essentially.
Oh.
Free Press. That is the name of the organization. Why I couldn't remember it, because it's generic as fuck.
Yeah, it is. I was going to say, don't we have, like, a Free Press, like, newspaper up here?
But the thing that they were going on about is that the PI FCC is a gift to the broadcast industry as the commission bends over backwards to give favors to massive media conglomerates. And this is where the discrimination part comes in. Meanwhile, people of color own a pathetically low number of broadcast stations in the United States, and consolidation makes it even more difficult for broadcasters of color to enter the market. This latest move by the PI FCC is patently discriminatory.
Okay. At the same time, it's also fucking scary shit because they have like 75% of the market right now.
I think it's because they couldn't sue them specifically for allowing the merger to happen, so they had to find a different direction to go through.
Okay, so it's like, hey, I couldn't catch you on doing this, but I could catch you on jaywalking.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Or something like that. So, and I mean, they might be able to go further into everything that the FCC has done if this does actually get any traction, which, I mean, it's going to one way or another because the government doesn't get the ability to, what is it, settle in...
Settle out of court.
Yeah. The government doesn't
in
get...
an arbitration.
Yeah, arbitration, that's what I was looking for. David Chadwick says, "Isn't pie Indian? That's probably not going to fly very far." I mean, I understand what you're trying to say, but a black guy can still be discriminatory against a black guy.
And a black guy can definitely get discriminated against from an Indian.
Yeah.
Just because they're a minority doesn't mean they can't be discriminated against by other minorities.
Yeah.
For instance, there's been tons of, Mexican gangs who hate black gangs.
Yeah, so, I mean, regardless of what pie is, it doesn't change what's happening.
All right, so I'm just going to point out that there's definitely a character in Boondocks called Uncle Ruckus, who is a black guy who's racist against black guys.
Well, Nathan, that's just the media, though.
Well, okay, so Uncle Tom's Cabin has been around forever.
That's just the media, though.
Whatever.
They can spin that any way they want.
All right, a book from, 1800s, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, I don't think it was late. I think it was, early 1900s, but whatever.
Apparently, the soundboard thought you were wrong as well.
Damn.
80% of mass shooters showed no interest in video games.
Oh, this is submitted by Prestigious Proof to our technology.
So Donald Trump had a meeting recently in regards to wanting to take a look at the violence that was possibly generated from video games, which is such an old topic.
And has been disproven constantly.
Over and 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 over again.
It's just not true.
Chadwick even says, "I'm baiting here. Can minorities discriminate against whites?" Yes, they can. Beyond that, so
man, he is a masturbator.
Damn. In any case, so study after study after study after study after study after study has shown that video games do not promote people to go out and do violent things. In fact, when violent video games are released, crime goes down because it gives people an outlet.
Just people are violent. Our species is just violent.
And destructive.
Yeah. That's why people have been writing violent books for centuries. That's why there's violent movies. That's why there's violent video games.
What's one of, a pastime was literally to throw two people into a ring and say, fight, and it still is.
Punch each other. All right. I want to point out something. It's an evolutionary theory as to why humans are one of the only, if not the only primate who can make a closed fist.
Is it to punch each other?
No other primate can really close their hands past this.
Sure.
And it's because humans evolved to make a closed fist specifically to punch each other. And the fact that we also have higher cheekbones is to defend ourselves from each other getting punched in the face. It is to protect our eyes.
Makes sense to me.
So we're just violent.
Yeah, we always have been. Always will be. That's what that is human nature. The thing is to try to find ways to reduce humans' ability to murk as many fucking humans as they possibly can on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So, now, I understand that if you want to take a look at the potential for video games, that's fine. That's fine. You can go ahead and look at video games. I understand that. I will not tell you not to, because I think that in the avenue of trying to reach a solution so that we do not have another school full of dead children, that we should look at every avenue. This avenue has been explored before, but you can always try again. But do not detract from other possible avenues by taking this one.
Especially since very, very, very improbable that it's actually because of video games.
Chadwick asked, do we have an official statement from the White House on the video games yet? No. We do not. Well, they just met. The only thing that we really know about that meeting is we got to see a little bit of the video that was shown at the opening of the meeting, in which it was basically like a montage of violent moments, almost all exclusively from Call of Duty.
Yeah, there's a lot of Call of Duty.
So, but we don't have anything else yet. We'll see.
It's real disappointing.
But research has shown that video games they don't promote violence, and apparently the good percentage of mass shooters in the past had no interest in video games.
It's real disappointing that we're at this period in 2018.
It's just them trying to deflect and find something that isn't ban guns.
I mean, I guess. Just because the Columbine shooters enjoyed making maps in was it Diablo or not Diablo? In Doom, doesn't make every shooter a fan of video games.
That's also like such a strange friggin' connection. Like,
Isn't it?
Like, that's what you got. Like, that's the connection that they tried to make.
No, I'm just saying that's what the connection most people try to make when they talk about it. It's like, oh, the Klebold boy is one of the most well-known, prominent school shooters because he is, but they were deliberately making maps of their school in Doom beforehand.
Oh, sounds like they were just fucking crazy.
It sounds like they were just practicing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that doesn't mean every school shooter is going to be a fan of video games. In fact, apparently, it's quite the opposite.
You want to know what every school shooter has in every mass shooter has in common?
Hmm.
They shot a whole bunch of people. That's about as far as that goes.
Apparently, another common thing is like the torturing of animals.
Really? Which also is
from what I've read. I don't know if it's accurate, but
which also, I mean, that's a level of you are fucked up mentally as well. So
yeah, it comes down to sadism and everything.
Yeah.
3,
Elon Musk projects a Mars spaceship will be ready for short trips by the first half of 2019.
This is submitted by Lilamine 2010 to Our World News.
Elon Musk is ready to go, by the way. So he told.
I mean, I'm ready to go. I actually have a bag packed just in case I have to run away to Mars.
He came out and did a surprise like Q&A essentially at South by Southwest, and was talking about several things. Someone asked him, like, what's the timeline looking like? And he said, we are building the first Mars interplanetary ship, and I think it'll
He said, tomorrow, dudes, get on!
I think it'll be able to do short trip flights by the first half of next year. And he goes, although sometimes my timelines are a little, and then the audience laughed because he gets very hopeful and excited, and then the ability to achieve that is very different.
Yeah, I mean, there's a thing in the Eternal community that people do. It's like, hey, this set's going to be released, and then they have like the time period, but they also have 3 + 4 exponential days potentially as well tacked on.
Sure.
Because it's like, it could also take an extra several days to weeks or so, Like, I can understand the science is fucking crazy.
So the rocket system that they're working on is expected to have capabilities of interplanetary flight and be completely fully reusable. A flight will cost somewhere between $5 to $6 million, and I don't mean per person. I mean $5 to $6 million total. To get there and get back will be about $5 to $6 million.
So, as soon as we start trying to make living on the moon possible, do we now have colonialists?
Colonials?
Yeah, again?
Probably. In terms of if you want to help support him, he said the biggest thing that would be helpful is just general support, encouragement, and goodwill. Because he has all the money he needs. I think once we build it, we'll have a proof of point, something that other countries can go and do. So basically, SpaceX is the only one that is really focused on trying to get to Mars right now. And trying to begin building on Mars. Like, apparently there's, like, skip the moon, straight to Mars, and...
Yeah, fuck the moon. We don't need that shit.
And the reason for that is they basically are trying to get to Mars and show how possible it is to encourage the rest of the world to follow suit.
Apparently it's not the hardest. Like, Mars... There's a theory that I saw which was essentially... We have to take a fuckload of nukes and nuke the shit out of Mars so that it can get an atmosphere.
Well, according to what he said, when asked, well, what do we need to do? He said, in the immediate term, Mars is going to need glass domes, a power station, and then the basic assortment of living fundamentals. And then he believes after that the entrepreneurial opportunities itself will begin, because once people are actually there, then people will need things from, like, your basic factories to pizza joints.
Literally everything. You were literally building society from ground up again.
Yep. Just with
without
a better blueprint, maybe?
I mean, you may have a need for different kinds of rules in space?
Maybe. I bet there won't be any guns in those glass domes.
Fuck no.
Don't punch a hole through the dome. Everyone dies.
Do not shoot in the dome.
Yeah. Are you dumb?
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm in the dome.
Yeah, they're dumb.
2,
Schwarzenegger planning to sue oil companies for, quote, knowingly killing people all over the world.
This is submitted by Free as a Bee 1 to Our World News.
So, Arnold Schwarzenegger is ready to make some moves. And he's following what happened to the tobacco company. So, because the tobacco companies knew for years and years and years that smoking was harmful to your body, that it could create cancer, and they did everything they could to make it seem not that it was dangerous. And then they were eventually taken to court and had to pay hundreds of millions of dollars because, well, you done bad. And according to Arnold Schwarzenegger, oil companies have known from the first research study that was done in 1959 that, and it was a study done by the oil companies, that the mass production and use of fossil fuels would lead to global warming and would be risky for people's lives, and that it would lead to loss of life around the world. So he's working with a large number of private firms to build a specific case to sue the pants off of the world's largest oil companies.
That's real fucking cool. I mean, of all people to try and start something, it has to be someone famous with a lot of money. And I feel like Schwarzenegger's that guy.
Yeah, right? And he's got, like, the political, like, experience at this point, and he's like, well, I can't run for president, so what's next?
Fuck. I'm all for it. Go for it.
So, I wish you luck, sir. I wish you all the best of luck.
Absolutely. I want to see more about this. I wish there was like it is actually happening.
Well, he's not filed the lawsuit yet, and that's why we don't have much more information. So once he actually files the suit, assuming that it has a level of credibility, I'm sure we will learn lots about it. He actually has to actually file the suit first.
1,
Kim Jong Un wants to sign peace treaty with Trump, report says, including allowing an embassy in Pyongyang.
This is submitted by the Micken to Our World News.
So this is not confirmed, I should point out. Now, President of the United States, Donald Trump, has agreed to Kim Jong-un's invitation to meet with both the president of North Korea and the president of South Korea near the Korean border. But the actual specifics of what is going to be taking place at that talks we do not have. Everything that we have been hearing has been from unnamed sources within Korea. And that's all we've actually gotten so far. We've not heard very many specifics or any type of leaks coming from the White House itself.
All right.
However, North Korea has been pushing, I'm not going to say pushing, has offered peace treaties in the past. And now the biggest thing on the table right now in terms of this discussion is North Korea and South Korea in a lot of ways want to try to achieve peace between the two of them. They've been at a ceasefire for 70 years.
What they want is a unification, right? But they can handle being at peace.
Sure.
I think, at least. I don't know. North Korea is kind of...
But when it comes down to it, the biggest problem that's on the table today is North Korea's nuclear weapons.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem there.
With what we have heard so far, Donald Trump has said that the step towards a peace agreement would be the denuclearization of North Korea. Whereas North Korea, from what we have heard so far, is the peace agreement will be the first step in building trust to get them to work towards denuclearization.
So it's like a step in order to think about it.
Unless we have a peace agreement between the United States and North Korea, we are not getting rid of our nukes. And America has said, we're not agreeing to a peace agreement unless you get rid of your nukes. So it's a matter of there has to be a compromise.
Someone has to give up first.
Or a compromise of some sort has to be reached.
Sure.
But beyond that, we have so little, basically no information. So really what we have to do at this point is just wait till the meeting happens and see what takes place.
Well, I mean, I hope there becomes a peace between North and South, and eventually a unification in a positive manner, and not in a negative, tyrannical rule.
Chadwick says North Korea wants unification as long as they are in control. That's true. What's happening today is not new. This is not something that hasn't happened before. North Korea and South Korea several times over the last 70 years have tried to achieve unification. But the problem is that the Kim family, under the world's law, should be like basically flogged and just completely dragged through the darkest torture dungeons of the world for crimes against humanity. And well, they know that. And the other thing is they don't want to give up any level of power. They want to be unified under their name, and everyone else in the world is like, no.
They're like, okay, all right, but peace maybe.
Your definition of unification is unconditional surrender to your power, which no,
that's not quite what we're trying to get at.
We're
trying to like
no.
take. It's like, no, I don't. I can't.
No, it's just a flat no.
Yeah.
Chadwick says, I just hope the U.S. doesn't give up our geopolitical position there. Right. And that's a problem, not even just because of the threat that North Korea poses, just on a world scale. We are one of the largest allies to both Japan and South Korea, both of which do not have as substantial of militaries as they should have because we are there. And that's one of the things that Trump's presidency, like on his campaign trail and as the presidency, being in the presidential chair, has been about, is either build your own military or pay us for ours. Because a lot of it is just like the good faith and nature of the United States. And he's like, that's fine and good and all, but if we're going to be basing, 500,000 troops in your country all the time to act as your military and defense, pay us.
Yeah. And that's understandable.
So we'll see.
Especially since we put so much fucking money into our military.
Yeah, more than anywhere else. We'll see. I mean, North Korea's
actually, I want to say Russia has started putting way more money into their military as of like this year.
Maybe I doubt they beat us still.
I want to say I read an article today where they like beat our military funding by like
in actual numbers or percentage of budget. Because it'd be
in actual number.
That's impressive.
I'm gonna find it.
Chadwick says, "Here's what I think happens. I believe Kim wants to maintain his power in some form or function. I bet they give up his nukes. Maybe we open the borders and maybe we empty the prisons." Here's a question that I will pose to anyone that watches or listens to the show is, and I understand why so many people would be against this. What if Korea is unified and the Kim family is removed from power but is given amnesty?
A lot of Korean people are going to be pissed.
Right, I know. But as a possible, I'm not going to say it's possible in terms of their discussion, but of you guys can keep your money and keep your real nice house and just live a real nice life for the rest of your lives, and we're going to unify under one Korea, which is going to be the South Korean government, and your crimes, while not forgiven, are ignored.
Here we go.
What do you think, Nathan?
I think I found it.
Well, respond to my question first, and then tell me about Russia's military budget.
So I would be a fan of that, mostly because you unified the two, and the Kim family is given amnesty. I'm not a huge fan of, but if it means unifying the two under a good rule, then go for it.
Okay, so what about Russia's budget?
I'm scrolling down to it. Putin is spending more than ever on military. So, spending as a percentage of GDP, almost double.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just a percentage.
Yeah, and that's much easier to accomplish if they're spending a larger portion of their money than we are.
But from 2013 to 2016, they've been effectively spending pretty much double our budget.
Sure. Percentage-wise, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
Nathan, what did you care about in the last 72 hours? The moon's coming down, man.
I found out the exact reason why my leopard gecko hasn't been eating.
It's pregnant.
No, it's a male.
It's pregnant.
So I thought it was because the worms kept climbing out of the bowl, so I changed the bowl like 4 times.
Sure.
It just still kept getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. I found out upon like really looking at him after watching him lick his eyes that he has a double eye infection, and I didn't realize it.
Oh.
I just thought he was always tired from not having food, and I kept trying to get him to eat food. So I got eye drops for him, and I started implementing those. I get paid soon, so I'll be able to take him to a vet. I've been hand feeding him, which is a pain in the ass, but you know,
it's worth it to keep your gecko alive.
It is, right? And he shed today, and it comes down to one of 2 things that he could have done. All right, it could have either been he got 3 things. He could have from a worm scratching his eye, which I doubt because he has a double eye infection. He could have got an infection from the substrate that I use, which said it was supposed to be used for lizards like geckos. Technically, I should have been using coconut husk, but I really can't be touching that.
That's fair.
And then the other thing it could have been is him shedding. And I think it's that because today, after he shed, I found a bunch of skin hanging in his eye. So I pulled that shit out. I cleaned out his eye before the show. And after the show, I'm going to put some eye drops into it. He ate his skin, so he shouldn't have to eat his a worm for another day or 2.
Do they normally eat their skin?
Leopard geckos do, yeah. They normally shed and then consume their skin.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Not all animals.
Yeah.
But I had bought the eye drops, and on it says reptile eye drops, but it's mostly for turtle and tortoises. And I found out that they are the reptiles that get the most eye infections.
Interesting.
Which was my thing. Is like, that's fucking cool.
So, let's pretend violent video games teach you to use a gun to kill people. What other skills have you inconspicuously picked up playing video games?
Woodcutting?
Yeah?
Yeah.
From all that RuneScape?
Smithing?
Again, from all that RuneScape?
Not just RuneScape, from like fucking Skyrim and shit like that.
Some really sick plane maneuvers.
I am
barrel rolls.
I am a dope-ass alchemist.
Do a barrel roll.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm a dope-ass alchemist.
So here's some of the things the internet said. How to bunny hop.
Yeah.
After getting shot, I can heal myself by drinking an energy drink. Straight up, just how to drive.
Double jumping.
If you smush coal and iron together, you get steel.
Yeah, that works.
How to build an entire settlement.
That's not so hard.
How do loot corpses extremely quickly?
How to sneak behind a person and leave stuff in their pockets.
Yes.
Let's see. I am also a master at go-karting.
I'm an incredibly talented tactician.
Yes, extremely. Let's see. What other things? I'm a diver who is adept at shooting sharks with a spear gun.
I am terrible at getting through mazes because we all know the loot is in the wrong direction at the dead ends.
I am fantastic at collecting cards, which I mean is kind of true.
This person says rocket science thanks to the Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah, rocket science.
Running a country, civilization.
Yeah. That one's a pretty good one.
Taking over the world.
Being a soldier.
33 different forms of martial arts, according to this person.
Let's see. Being a psychic that can throw doors on people's forehead and run into their thoughts.
Yeah.
What else? Being a pirate. Being Cthulhu. I think being a dope-ass wizard is probably my favorite.
If you've played any Elder Scrolls game, you're a master lockpick.
How to heal radiation damage. Master lockpick is the jam. Fuck, what other game? There's a ton of games. Because, holy shit, actually, because of Bravely Default alone, I have so many different jobs I can have.
I'm an all-star basketball, football, tennis, soccer player.
I'm a good cleric. I'm a good ranger. I'm a good vampire, because that's a fucking job.
Deflecting bullets with a lightsaber.
Hey, almost any Jedi can do that.
How to jump while already in the air.
Yeah, double jumping.
Yeah, I would like to actually have that ability.
Yo, I am a master equestrian. Because I own a game called Secret of the Magic Crystal.
How to break time and space by reloading a gun after one shot, replacing the entire clip, and only losing one bullet on my person.
Mm-hmm. Infinite guns pulled out from behind your back after reloading.
I can carry immense loads just in my pockets.
I mean, I carry immense loads.
Just in my pockets.
Oh, okay. I'm fantastic at defending the planet from aliens. I'm great at living in a zombie apocalypse. Of all forms, whether it be Left 4 Dead or Killing Floor. I am also a master hacker with Hacknet.
This person says constructing additional pylons.
Oh, man, I'm the richest dude ever because I'm Scrooge McDuck.
Yes. All right, anyway, that was fun. You ready to go, Nathan?
Oh, I can be a knight because I have chivalry.
Perfect.
And Castle Crashers. Yeah, I'm ready.
I could be a space traveler between like Mass Effect or Faster Than Light or any of the other space exploration games that exist.
Yo, I could be dead. I have Final Fantasy VIII.
Perfect. All right. Everybody, if you enjoy the show, if you get value out of this show, please consider showing us some value back. Patreon.com/dailyinternet. If you want to consider it a birthday present, a Christmas present, go on there. Just give us some amount of money per month and figure out how much that adds up for the year and call it support for us, a present to us, as well as helping the show grow and continue on. And right now we are saving up funds from Patreon to purchase Nathan a new computer. All right. Chadwick in the chat room says video games taught me how to fuck an alien.
Same.
Okay. Anyway, follow and share this show on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all of which are at iReaditCast. Video versions are on YouTube and Facebook. You can follow me on social media as Schwahn Michael and Nathan at Bimmenstein. And that is it, everybody. That is your 442nd dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm, what was it? War and Peace.
War and
Peace. Which, incidentally, is a character in that shitty goddamn children's movie Sky High.
Is it?
Yes.
Terrible.
He was the character that had fire that he can manipulate. Also, Sky High is essentially just like My Hero Academia.
But worse.
Yeah, much worse.
All right. Well, that's it, everybody.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Bye.
Bye.